Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Steelers Sanctuary podcast. I'm your host, Dave Ribeiro from SteelersSanctuary.com, and this is my co-host, David Korov. David, what's going on?
Hi.
Pain, lots of pain right after this game. Oh,
Yes.
What an emotional roller coaster, brother. It started off bad. Everyone was ready to rip Mitch Trubisky out of that game. They finally get him out. He starts playing well. They get sparked, and then the defense shits the bed in the fourth quarter. I mean, just a brutal day.
Yeah. I just, we talked about it. I said, if they're losing or it's not going good with the offense, maybe in the second half, they will give Pickett a shot. And they did. And the energy he brought, dude, that stadium, man. The players, everyone was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And I mean, right out the chute, right? They get a turnover. We score off the turnover. And then boom, he marches on right down the field again and scores another running touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Now he threw a pick to start the game. But to me, that's on Claypool. That first one, Claypool's got it. Dude, you're 6'4". He jumped up.
Absolutely.
He had that thing. But he tries to do this stupid shit every time where he tries to either I don't know. It's like he wants to catch it and fall down with it every time or something. It's always something with him when it comes to catching those jump balls. It never happens in our favor. And that's exactly what Kenny gave him was basically a deep jump ball, you one-on-one, because you can say that this is the guy that intercepted it. He was the second guy there, but he wasn't there for the actual catch. He was there for the deflection.
Yeah, the first guy deflected it and the second guy. They said on the broadcast, the guy that was covering him, the guy that actually made the deflection was 5'9", 180 something pounds. And you got Chase Claypool, 6'4", 220, and he can't win a jump ball against that guy. He's the most maddening offensive player I think the Steelers have had in a very long. This guy is just he doesn't give the team anything. It's time to put Kenny Pickett, and George Pickens is the number 2 wide receiver, and make Chase Claypool just an extra piece of this offense, because he's just not giving you anything at this point. He doesn't do that well on the end arounds. He can't catch. I mean, this is what he specialized in college at Notre Dame. He made all kinds of great contested catches. He hasn't done it yet in the NFL. He looks awkward. He looks off balance. It's bizarre watching him play.
It's like a mental thing. It's a mental. I don't know what it is, but mentally since last year, I don't know what happened. Like he just. Do you remember his first year? He made those contested catches, and then
he made all kinds of great plays on end arounds and stuff. He was fantastic.
I don't know what happened to the guy. I don't know. It changed. It all changed, and now it's just try to catch the ball, pull it to the chest, and fall down on the ground every time.
Yep.
So I don't. You won't blame that on Kenny. Go ahead. Could he have thrown to the corner? Yeah, he could.
Yeah, he could have placed the ball better, but still, that's a catch. That's a matchup you want, no matter where the ball is.
That was a throw into your 6'4", 220, 210 pound wide receiver on a 5'9" guy. He should jump up and make that catch. Period.
Every time. It's unbelievable.
But
the defense, man, this defense in the fourth quarter, man, I'm done. I don't understand. They gave up 2 11-play touchdown drives in the fourth quarter. It's unforgivable against a Jets team that were literally on their 5th and 6th tackles. They were using Elijah Vera Tucker as a tackle. He's their starting guard. They moved him to left tackle for the fourth quarter.
1 sack the whole game.
It's crazy. Highsmith disappeared in the second half. Disappeared. And they asked Tomlin about it at the press conference, and he started with the fatigue thing. I'm like, dude, you guys have had 10 days for this. 10. And the time of possession, the Steelers actually won the time of possession this week, 30-29. So why are they tired again? What the fuck is going on?
Well,
I just don't get it, man.
Dude, not with Ogunjobi, but I would not be surprised if Age is setting in with some of these guys. Can you fall off a cliff like that? I don't know. But Hayward has not been it the last couple games. He has fizzled out quick.
I got some stats. Hold on Cam Hayward. Since TJ Watt got hurt, 1 tackle for a loss, 0 sacks, 0 quarterback hits.
I also saw Ogunjobi literally take plays off. Like they hiked the ball and he jogged, like just literally light jogged towards where he thought the runner was going. I was like, wow, like, okay. So I don't know if they're really that gassed or what. I really don't know. So now do we question their conditioning? Like, I
this is
don't
the thing
know.
we were complaining about. Tomlin was overworking them, maybe, because that's all he was concerned about. He kept them in games to get the conditioning up. We were all complaining that last preseason game. Get everybody out. And his excuse is, well, we got to get these guys in condition for the season. 4 games in, they look done. They look spent.
Yeah, I just that was just so sad for Pickett come in and that offense. We had 6 points and jumped to 20 like that.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It was such a spark. It was so exciting. Finally, he got Pickens into the game. You know, he threw to Pickens. Pickens ended up with 100 yards receiving today. Incredible. And then the defense, he makes one mistake. It was a bad pass to Freiermuth. It was a little high. He should have dumped it. He should have gotten rid of it.
Yep.
Great. Defense, pick up your rookie quarterback. He's just rescued the team.
They still had to drive 65 yards down the field.
Yes.
I mean, if he gives it to him on like the 30-yard line, okay. But like it didn't kill them.
No.
They were like, that was the thing. Like people are bitching about that. Yeah, it was his fault. Absolutely. But like, it wasn't like he put them in a bad spot. You still got to drive the ball 65 yards down the field to score the touchdown. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Dude,
this defense
I'm sorry. The D line was just straight gassed or just getting owned at the end. Terrell
against
Edmonds,
backups, dude.
Terrell Edmonds being out of the game, that decimated our coverage. Like,
yeah.
Like you saw the drop off. It was bad. And I was kind of, I saw Trey Nor was out there lots. At first I thought Millette was doing really well in the first half, but then he started getting picked on in the second half.
They picked on him big time. It was not good.
You know, I didn't see Levi Wallace make any plays. Did you? Sutton had the interception.
I saw him slipping and sliding at one point.
Yeah, Sutton had an interception. You know,
Sutton played pretty well.
Yeah, that's why I was mentioning his name. He had the interception. Then Minka was incredible as usual. In fact, I felt like he was doing more than he needed. It's constant. He's got to be the one that come up and make the tackle this game.
Yeah,
that was something.
He led the team in tackles again.
Yeah,
he was tied with Miles Jack for the tackle lead. So
and I thought him and Miles Jack did well for the most part. I thought that Bush did okay.
Hey, Bush is feisty, huh?
Yeah.
He's like, where did this guy come from all of a sudden? He's getting pushing people around, knocking people down. I like it too.
I did notice that him and Jack were biting on the fake runs a little bit.
Yeah.
That was a problem. Sure. They both were committing and the guy,
the tight ends across the middle were just.
But I mean, nitpicking a little bit. But my biggest issue with defense, not my biggest issue, but one of the things that's driving me fucking bonkers is why do I continue to see on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and long, 4th and long, Spillane out there on those downs?
I told you because I noticed it last week. Devin Bush is not good in coverage. He's just not.
Worse than Spillane?
He's worse than Spillane, I think. We talked about it last pod. He's got the athletic profile of a great coverage linebacker, but he couldn't cover me out there. He's just lost. I mean, he's picked it up against the run. He's much better against the run, but he's still, I don't know if he loses concentration or focus or what it is. I think even Tomlin said at one point, or somebody did in an interview, they like Spillane's communication and his awareness out there on 3rd down. I think it was Austin that said that. And that's why he's
10th overall. Drafted 10th overall. And he can't be that guy. Wow.
I guess it's baby steps. We got him to play against the run and be more physical. Now we just gotta maybe in 2 or 3 years we'll develop a freaking coverage and then we'll have an actual 10th overall pick.
It'd be nice. I was making me sick. Every time they would convert on 3rd and long, 4th and long, and I'd see him running around there, and I'm just like, "What? Why? Really?" Like I was just, I don't know. That defense.
Have you noticed? I saw him at least 3 or 4 times rushing from the outside, like as an outside linebacker.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is he doing there?
Yeah.
Where's David Anini? You signed this guy off as another team's practice squad 3 weeks ago, and you're still running Malik Reed and Jones out there who couldn't get a pass rush if their life depended on it.
Nope.
And you're not even dressing Anini in these games. What? Another one that just puzzles the fuck out of me about this team, the coaching staff. What are we doing? What's going on? You see players that clearly don't cut it. Mitch Trubisky, Malik Reed, and you leave these guys in there week after week after week. What are they thinking? What are we doing? Somebody tell me, please.
I honestly don't
bananas.
know. I don't know why they're not letting other guys get looks. I would love to see, like you mentioned, Anini get a look. I would like to see Robinson get a look. Why the fuck is Robinson never getting a helmet? Like, come on, man. How's this guy supposed to get better if you never, ever give him any playing time, ever? Like, how about Loudermilk? Having trouble with the run? That's supposed to be his fucking specialty.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand why none of these guys
I don't know if
getting
he's still
helmets.
injured. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't think so. Like, I don't know, man. Like, the whole thing's insane to me.
Another example for me. I've seen all I need to see out of Gunnar Olszewski as a kick returner. Get him the hell out of there, please. Put Steven Sims in these games. Cut Gunnar now. He muffed another punt. He fair catches everything. Guy's useless. Get him out of there.
And he doesn't do, like, when they do those end arounds with him and all those little trickery plays, he don't do shit with
terrible.
it.
He's terrible, dude.
It's that east to west fucking Canada bullshit. And the guy doesn't do well in it. So I agree with you. But I'm hoping that Calvin Austin is ready to go here soon.
Yes, good point. Bring him, bring Sims, bring somebody.
Bring them both
off this
Bring
team.
them both.
Yeah.
Let's go. Honestly.
Yeah, let's stop making Chase Claypool earn his snaps when Austin gets back.
Right. See, I there you go. Read my fucking mind. I was about to say the same thing. Because, like, here's my thing. We're 1-3, right? It's time to hit the reset button. You saw what Kenny could do. Clearly, he drove him back down the field twice and, made some beautiful throws on the dot. How about the throw when he got drilled in the face and then laughed it off and got a dude?
Yep.
But anyways, hit the reset button. Let's get Calvin Austin back if he's ready to go. Let's get Sims a hat. Like, dude, let's get some of these other guys up here that, need to get some time anyways. And like you said, let's hold Chase Claypool accountable. Like, dude, if you ain't going to do fucking anything, then your ass can sit on the fucking pine.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely. It's time. It's time now.
1-3, something's got to give here. So, it starts with Kenny. They finally made that move. But I'm telling you, dude, if he goes back to Trubisky, oh my God.
Oh, he can't. Not even Mike Tomlin can do that now. The genie's out of the bottle. Look, we made fun of Canada for 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks. On a dime, Kenny Pickett's in there. The offense looks great. I mean, we'll never mistake Matt Canada for an offensive genius,
right?
But the offense is good enough when you have a quarterback that is decisive, makes quick decisions. You could just see it even when he ran. Kenny Pickett would scan the field, didn't see anything, and take off. He wouldn't sit there and dawdle like Mitch Trubisky does and wait for somebody to sack him. He just took off and ran. That's decisive. That's what you need in your quarterback.
So here's what I have. Here's what I have in my notes. So, mind you, Pickett with 3 interceptions to Trubisky's 1. Okay, he had a quarterback rating of 65.1. That was Pickett's rating, 65.1 to Mitch's 41.8. Despite having 2 more interceptions, he still put up a better rating than Mitch. And look, and here's the best part. He came in off the whim with no prep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this took 0 sacks. So I have down here, Kenny was more decisive. He had better pocket presence. He knew when to run the ball, was more accurate, made more confident throws, and injected a ton of energy into that offense. And the only mistake, and the only mistake, in my opinion, was the throw to Muth. And he said in the conference, he said, I was trying to make it to where he either can't catch it or he has a shot to catch it. And unfortunately, he should have just threw it away. Just throw that bitch 20 yards over his head and be done with it. But he didn't. But look, that was the only one that was really his fault. That was the only one. And I'll give you one better. For all the anti-Pickett or the Trubisky apologists out there, that interception by Mitch, I don't even think that was really his fault either. Because
no, that wasn't. DJ
either got tipped or DJ should have caught the fucking ball.
I don't know what he was making a tip gesture, but I didn't see it get tipped. He just missed it. I don't. This is 2 games in a row. He's been bad. He's been bad in 2 weeks. It's crazy.
So I'm not, and that's the thing. Like, people don't understand. Like, I call it how it is, and you call it how it is. So like, if it's Trubisky's fault, it's just Trubisky's fault. If it's not, it's not, and we're gonna call it that way. And that interception by Trubisky was not his fault. But what was his fault was all the throws that were behind people and not leading them to where they get. Warren should have had a first down on that throw to him.
Yeah.
But he had to stop, turn around, and catch it.
Yep, I tweeted it. He threw it behind him, and he had no chance to get the first down. He's lucky he even completed it. The
deep ball to Pickens, where it literally hit the back of the defender because he didn't throw it in front of him.
Yep.
Like, I don't. There's more. There's obviously more, but it just didn't go. It just doesn't go well with Trubisky. I don't know what to tell anybody.
We're going to look back at this and say this was one of the worst quarterback performances in NFL history, dude. In NFL history, it was that bad. They were. What did I write down here? They were the last game and the first half of this game. They were 1 for 15 on third down. 1 for 15 on third down. He couldn't convert a third down. Today, again, 7 for 13, 84 yards passing in the first half. He never threw for more than 209 yards in 3.5 games. I mean, we saw bad quarterback play, the likes of which we haven't seen. I mean, like we said last week, even Duck Hodges was better than this.
I know.
Even he pushed the ball down the field and tried. This is just conservative, lousy quarterback play at its.
You know what? It just hit me. It actually, with Trubisky out there, it kind of reminds me of when Mason first started when Ben got hurt. Do you remember?
Yeah.
They would not.
It's a lot like 2019.
They would not let him sling it, but they would with Duck, which was what was weird.
I think like Duck and like Kenny, they just don't give a fuck. They'll throw the ball down there. And Mitch and Mason are so conservative by nature that they just listen and don't do anything out of structure. And you get performances like this, just terrible.
Well, I don't know if you saw or not, but I guess that Kenny Pickett actually told them. He said, "Hey, don't change the game plan. I'm slinging it. Let's go." Like he was like, "No, dude, I'm going out there and I'm slinging the ball." And I'm telling you now, -1 of those 3 picks, I thought he looked great. I thought that the offense moved so much better. And I you got to be fucking blind not to see that. Honestly, like, come on.
The players like him more. They have more confidence in him. You could just see it.
DJ basically admitted it tonight. Yeah. He made the comment, the offense just moved better with, he said that. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, all right, well, you let that cat out of the bag. Obviously, you're happier with Kenny.
I mean,
so, and that Pickens is happy with him. He had 106 yards receiving today, I think. It was something like that. He had over 100. I was like, wow, Pickens has got to be happy as fuck right now that Kenny's there. And the only one that might not be out of that receiver core is maybe Claypool. I don't know.
Maybe even Claypool gets better eventually, but it's night and day. And we've been calling for this. And then it comes back to Mike Tomlin. Why couldn't he see this sooner? They could have beaten the Browns with Kenny Pickett. They could have beaten the Patriots with Kenny Pickett. Now we're in a 1-3 hole. Basically, dude, I don't care what anybody says. This is it. We've talked about this schedule for weeks now, this upcoming 4 games. They're not winning any of these games. They might have caught a break with Tua getting hurt, and he might not play. So maybe they catch a break and steal that game in Miami. But they're not beating the Buffalo Bills next week. They're not beating Tom Brady playing the defense they're playing right now. And they're certainly not going into Philly and winning that game. There's no freaking way. So you're looking at 1-6 going into that Dolphins game before the bye. 1-7 or 2-6 is your best case scenario. The season's
the only reason why I could see them upsetting in 2 out of those 4 games is, like you said, Tua and and they could have TJ Watt back, and that's it. Like, and look, when I say upset, I'm saying like, so you're telling me there's a chance, like 1 in a million.
Yeah. Well, all right,
like,
I give you that.
Like I'm not saying like it's a hardcore chance. Like I'm saying it's a kind of like the games that went on lately where teams are like kind of like when the Colts beat KC, like that kind of thing. Like you don't see this ever happening, and it happens. So I don't know. I just today they would have put up 30 points in my opinion if Kenny Pickett would have started this game. I said on Twitter if Trubisky would have stayed in there the whole time, I think they put up at the most 12 points. At the most.
I think they get stuck at 6. I really do. I don't think he couldn't move them. He couldn't move the team. Ironically, his best throw of the game was that touchdown to DJ that he just stepped on the line.
Dude, that was his best throw of the
season.
It was a hell of a throw.
But we never saw that enough.
I know. It's a shame because it was a hell of a throw right on the dot.
That was a dime.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. There's just something
so frustrating.
There's just, like I said, all the things that Kenny does, that guy don't do. And when he does, it's hardly ever.
You have to use Mitch Trubisky like a running quarterback. Like running has to be a big part of the game plan for the team for him to be successful. If you're trying, like we talked about a million times, if you're trying to turn him into a pocket passer or a structured offense, it's just not going to work. You're going to see what we got. Just terrible quarterback play. He's got to be like a Jalen Hurts, and runs have to be like 30% of the calls, quarterback runs, for him to be successful. And they didn't want to do that. So you got what you got, which was crap.
Dude, God, that I love Kenny's pocket presence. Knowing the pocket was breaking down, knew when to get out of the pocket, knew when to run with the ball. Like, dude, that guy oozes confidence. And I just wonder what might have been, like you said, if he had started the season. Like I think you might be right. I think we win. I think we win a couple more of these games for sure. And like I said, hey, this time he gets a whole week to prep as the starter if they do. Dude, that's what kills me. And this is what should make everybody be like, okay, yeah, he's definitely better. Dude, Trubisky had 10 fucking days to prepare as a starter for this game. And still did not put up one touchdown with that offense. Not one in the first half.
It was a bad match from the beginning. Trubisky and Canada's offense is just a terrible match. There's no way around it. He could have a month to prepare for a game. He's not getting it done. It's just, it's
Kenny had 15 minutes. He had 15 minutes because of a halftime to prepare to come in, and took them right down on the second drive with him.
Excuse me.
And scored. Hello. It just should be easy. And I hope you're right. And I expect that Tomlin will watch the film and see what we all see. There's just no way.
No,
there's no way you go back to Mitch. But hey,
the reason
things can get interesting though now. Like Mitch looked pissed in his post-game interview. So I could see anything from him requesting trade to all kinds of different stuff.
That's a good point, Dave.
Shit's going to get fucking real quick. Do you remember when this was a long time ago, Tommy Maddox came in for Cordell, and it was the same thing. And right off the bat, Cordell was like, I'm a starter, and I need to be somewhere where I'm a starter. And it was the same shit. So I can't remember if he in the offseason went to the Bears or if it was we traded him. Do you remember?
No, it was the offseason. I'm pretty sure. And at least Cordell had a resume to back up on. He had played pretty well for a couple of years in the Steelers offense. Mitch has never done anything in the league, pretty much.
Right.
The thing about Kenny Pickett, why I was down on him, and why I didn't know if all that stuff that they talked about, those intangibles, the leadership, the quarterback IQ, I didn't know if that would translate to the NFL the way it has. Like, he's the same guy he was at Pitt. He's performing at the same level. Like, there's no drop off between college and pro. He picked up right where he left off at Pitt. Just a leader. Did you see him? Did you see him scoping out the defense and making adjustments? Yeah,
like I saw him doing. I was like, all right, okay.
I didn't think that was going to be the case, but he's proven me wrong. He's exactly as advertised. Like, mature, quarterback IQ through the roof, decisive, accurate, everything. It's amazing.
Yeah, and now things are about to get interesting. I mean, like next week. Is it next week they face Philly?
Buffalo next week.
Oh, Buffalo. Yeah, well, same thing.
Buffalo.
They're probably gonna get smacked pretty good.
I don't see how they.
So no,
Buffalo
TJ
just
yet,
went to Baltimore and won today. So I don't see how they can beat Baltimore.
Yeah,
that team. I mean, Buffalo. That team's too good.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's going to cover their wide receiver? I mean,
dude, if Witherspoon's out again, so now they're down.
Yeah, the secondary's
and TJ, like, no, it's not happening.
Yeah, and him running the ball too, running around. It's going to be.
But I do like it as far as a challenge for Kenny. I want to see what he can do. Like, I'll put it this way: if he puts up 20-something points against that Buffalo defense, you know what I'm saying? Like if he can put up 20-something points, you got something there.
It's a tough spot on the road. Buffalo's a tough place to play. That crowd's bananas out there. That's going to be loud. But that's going to be a tough spot for him. It'll be impressive if he can do it.
But it's the challenge that he needs, man. Yeah. That's what they need to see. They need to see what he can do. The problem is, I'm just worried about everybody that surrounds him. His surrounding, How about the O-line today?
I was just going to say, you read my mind this time. Let's talk about this offensive line. 5 penalties today. 5 penalties. Whew. I will give them the run blocking is really, really improved. I mean, they were fantastic today. Najee had his best game, 74 yards rushing, but the pass pro wasn't good, and the penalties were just killer. Just killer.
I don't know. They picked a hell of a day, man. The one fucking day where you've got, in my opinion, an easier matchup where they should have done very well, and dude, they just couldn't do it. They couldn't protect the quarterback today, and if they did, at the time they're getting penalized for it. How about we keep getting penalized for illegal man downfield?
And they called one on the Jets too. This is a thing now, evidently in the NFL. It's just apparently, come on, dude.
I gotta look up that rule because I don't understand why now this year it's getting called so much. It's really strange.
They said it was a point of emphasis for the referees this year. I mean, they've been letting that shit go for 30 years, and now all of a sudden,
I don't get it.
I don't understand why it's. I don't know. It's bizarre to me. Boz, man, 59-yard field goal at the half. That dude's just money. He's such a good kicker. The Steelers are so lucky to have him.
Yep.
He did kick one out of bounds, which kind of sucked. But other than that, he's fantastic. Harvin, a little inconsistent punting again. He had a really bad punt at one point.
Yeah, that one was bad.
That guy makes me pull my hair out. I don't know from game to game, punt to punt, what he's going to do.
But see, it's a lot of these guys are that way. That's the thing with this Steelers team.
Good point.
With this Steelers team, there's no consistency with a lot of them. It's the strangest thing. But to me, it goes back to coaching. If you're not being consistent at something, the coaching is just not there, or something, or the effort is not there by the coaching staff or the players or something. I don't know, dude. Like, I go back to last year. I can't remember who it was. Somebody's making the comment, we need to take practices more seriously. You remember that?
I do remember that. I wish I could remember who said it.
Was it Wormley?
Maybe Claypool.
No, he said we should have more music at practice.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
Yeah, more music. That would solve their fucking problem.
Yeah.
No, I think it was Wormley. I'm not 100% sure, but somebody made the comment, we need to take practice more seriously. And it's like, wait a second, what the fuck are you doing at practice then? Like, but the preparation, I don't know, man. Especially
preparation on this team
O-line.
Is not good.
O-line was so sloppy. And then, like I said, the defense against the pass. Wow.
Yeah, I think Minka had a quote that they were out schemed in the second half by the Jets, and that made the difference. I mean, not surprising. I don't know if you caught it, but did you watch the Mike Tomlin press conference after the game?
I think I know what you're going to talk about. Is this the comment he made about he was too busy doing something?
Yes. He basically admitted he's still calling the defensive plays because they asked him something about the offense. And this guy is like, I was too busy getting the defense ready on a quick change of possession. I didn't have time to look at that. I'm like,
he used the key word, managing the defense. He used the word, directly used the word managing. Dude, I saw that and I went, wait, what? Like, I was like, did you just accidentally admit you're still running this defense?
He did. He came right out and admitted it. So here we are. The common thread over the last, I want to say, 10 years, except for 2019, when they had that freaking crazy good defense with all Pro Bowl players at almost every position. They were loaded. Hayward, Tuitt, Minka, TJ, and Bud Dupree were in their primes.
Oh,
that defense was loaded. So aside from that, the common thread is this defense failing this team, especially in the playoffs, but during the regular season too. And the one common thread through all this is Mike Tomlin calling these plays. Somebody, Rooney's got to step up and say, listen, 2023, we're getting a new defensive coordinator, and y'all letting him call the plays. Period. Full stop. If Matt Canada, you want to change him, depending on how Kenny does with him, get two legitimate NFL coordinators and let you do what you do best, Mike. You motivate the team. You get these players to play for you. That's your strength. You're a manager. You're a man manager. You're a coach manager. You're great at all that.
He's a recruiter. Really, he's a recruiter. That's what he's really good at, because players want to play for him. Man, his in-game decision-making on defense sometimes is just absolutely horrendous. And now that we know he's still running the motherfucker, it's like,
yeah, this is
bro,
who's going to do something about this?
Terrell Austin and Flores. You have
Brian
both
Flores.
Both these guys are in there, ready to go. What is going on? And I'm interested to see if the defense they were running earlier in the season as the Bengals, if it got changed because maybe Tomlin took back over. Do you think that might be it?
No, I think that. Listen, he's a fuck up as a play caller. It's just that simple. But they have TJ Watt to cover up his mistakes. TJ Watt is that good. Where he makes, when he's killing the quarterbacks, it doesn't matter what coverage you call because they don't have time to throw. It doesn't matter what run scheme you have because he's going to blow up plays in the backfield. TJ Watt absolves all sins. And when he's not there, this defense sucks. And Tomlin's exposed. Cam Hayward's exposed. These shitty corners are exposed. We talked about it in the preseason. You cannot lose TJ Watt in this defense. The one player you cannot lose. And we're seeing it. They can't stop anybody in the fourth quarter. They can't make a play. Highsmith, he's here for a quarter, getting 2 sacks, and he disappears for the rest of the game. You don't see him. I didn't hear his name the entire second half. The entire second half. That's the common denominator. It's TJ, and even when he's in there, he can't overcome some of the things. The playoff game against Kansas City last year, even with a player like TJ, you've got all pro guys on the defensive line, the linebackers, and in the defensive backfield. And your defense is terrible year after year after year. All pros, Minka Fitzpatrick, TJ Watt, and Cam Hayward. All 3 levels of the defense, you have an all-pro player. And your defense still sucks. You still get blown out of playoff games.
Yeah.
Who do you look at? Who's calling these plays?
Yep.
Not poor Keith Butler, who's unemployed now. It's Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't. This? And Rooney, hello, are you listening? Do something. You're the owner of this goddamn team.
Somebody's got to do something.
I'm fired up about it because he drives me nuts.
I know, and I agree. Like, it's just like, good Lord, like, how long are we going to let this go on for? Like,
dude, they've been talking about goddamn run fits for 7 years. We can't get our run fits right. That's why we give up so many running plays.
Yeah.
We can't get our gaps right. Holy shit, 7 years. God only knows 50, 60 players through that time. We still can't get the run fits and the gap control yet.
Hire somebody, please. Hire somebody to fix this.
Can we do that? Can we fix that first?
Yeah. Yeah, no. You're not wrong. I'll put it that way.
I'm old. I grew up in the 70s, dude. I remember Steelers defenses, the 90s. I can't take any more of this anymore. Yeah. I'm at my wit's end in this defense. I can't do it.
No, I was born in the 80s, so I don't even remember like the Steelers of the 80s and how bad they were. So I didn't get to witness the greats in the 70s.
I went through that. It was bad.
And I'm too young to remember how bad the 80s were. Like, I'm trying to remember when I started paying attention and could actually comprehend what was, who was who. Like I think it was like Bubby Brewster was a quarterback or something. Like that's the time frame. But yeah, dude, like I don't know, man. Like it's nuts to me. When he made that comment, I was just like, wait, are you fucking kidding me? Like what, you're still
you have a
doing
former
this?
head coach who coached under Bill Belichick on your staff, and you're calling the plays. You have a defensive coordinator on your staff, and you're calling the plays.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here. This has got to stop. It's got to stop.
Somebody has a massive control issue. They have to have control, especially of the defense. He can't let it go. It's like Belichick, basically. He's going to control everything. Only with Tomlin,
but you know what?
Control everything on defense.
Yeah.
Now,
Belichick's got 6 Super Bowls. He could do whatever the fuck he wants. Tomlin has 1.
Right.
And he hasn't been there in what? We're over 10 years now, right? Since the Green Bay Super Bowl?
It was the 2010. It was the 2010 season, and it was in January in 2011.
So around about 11 years since. Yeah. Haven't won a playoff game in how long?
5,
Jesus. 6, 7
Bengals
years.
2016, 17?
I think it was, I want to say, somewhere around there. It's been about 5 or 6 years since they've actually won a playoff game. They've been blown the fuck out of their last 3. Defense has been terrible in the playoffs. All right. Rant over. I mean, when he said that, when I read the thing Minka said about out schemed in the second half, it just gets my blood boiling. It's like, we talk about the no adjustments all the time. And as the Jets, who Robert Saleh is not exactly Bill Belichick, but he's out there out coaching the hell out of the Steelers. How does this happen? Dude, how does it happen?
Well, I want to give a special shout out to Alu Alu. When Cam got hurt, he came in and played 2 plays, and in those 2 plays had a holding penalty that gave them the first down within our 10-yard line to win the game. Yep. Good job, Alu Alu. You had 2 plays and you fucking still managed to get a penalty to give them the first down within the 10-yard line. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. When they called that,
he's another one that should sit and Loudermilk.
I was like, play.
He's another one.
I was like, bro, you literally were out there for 2 plays. It was the next play. They sent Cam back out there. Yeah. I was just like, wow, dude. We talked about age. You brought him up months ago and you fucking nailed it. That dude fell off a cliff in production and talent because of age.
Even I didn't think he would be this bad. I just thought he would be good and then get hurt. I didn't think he would be bad playing. Like he really has fallen off the cliff completely.
Well, you were really right. Like really, really right. So
it doesn't take Einstein to figure out you got a 35-year-old nose tackle coming up major surgery. How's that going to go for you?
Yeah.
You got to replace him. And not just with Montravius Adams, who I like, but he's not a run stopper. You need a run stopper in the middle of that defense, which we haven't had since Jesus Christ. Casey Hampton?
Yeah.
That the last good
I
know nose tackles.
The last true nose tackle that could stop the run. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be Casey Hampton. Yeah.
I know run stuffers on it, but other teams have them. Other teams use big. The Patriots have 2. We don't have any.
I know. Trust me, I know.
All right, so
Jordan Davis,
we've covered this game.
Other guy would have been a good one from Georgia.
Oh God, yeah.
Him or the other guy.
That
I can't remember his name. Devonta Wyatt, I think was the other guy out of Georgia. I'm trying to think of his name.
Oh yeah, he's another good one. Yep. Yeah.
Those 2, either one would have been nice to plug in there, but whatever.
All right, we've beaten this game pretty good. I mean, looking forward, man. Like I brought up earlier, this schedule's rough.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how you feel about it, but
no, it's rough. I think we are officially the trap team once Watt gets back.
Yeah,
and
we talked about
and if Witherspoon is back with him.
He was playing crappy though. I don't know if he even gives it.
Yeah, but at least he's a playmaker. He has the ability to catch the ball.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like You're missing that. So you're missing the number one playmaker in the league at Watt on defense. And then you're missing your best corner for playmaking abilities in Witherspoon. So you get those two back. We officially become the trap team. And Pickett is now the quarterback, or he should be at least, again, making us the trap team. That's the way I look at it. I don't think teams are, once all those guys are back, I don't think teams are going to want to take them easily.
It's a good point. We talked about it like a little bit, like a silver lining to this season would be Kenny Pickett comes in, plays well, and TJ Watt comes back healthy and returns to what he was before he got hurt. Then they're a problem for teams for the rest of the season. I agree with you. They're definitely a problem. They're not going to be easy to beat.
To me, this is officially 2019 over again. We're going to play spoiler. That's the goal. Play spoiler.
Yeah.
Upset some of these teams. That's it. And look, that's fine with me. I can have fun with that all fucking day. Yeah. If I come in with the expectation they're going to lose and they give them a game, I'll be happy as hell.
All right, so let me ask you this.
They suck. They're 1-3. That's it.
Let me ask you this. They end up having a shitty season, end up with a top 10 pick. What position you drafting?
As of right now?
Yeah.
O-line still.
Yeah. The only thing that would make me pause is maybe if there was a lockdown corner available, I might go that direction.
And I thought about that too. I thought corner or the D lineman. It's still not fixed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It just
you
doesn't
don't fix it unless you fix the coaching on that part. They do need a run stopping, like we just talked about, and they could probably get one in the later rounds, mid rounds for that. But I don't think the run defense gets fixed unless you change the coach.
I think
you don't have to fire Mike Tomlin, obviously, but you have to get a coordinator who's going to call the plays.
Right. But I think that they got their QB now, just for, as of right now, let's just say he is the guy, right?
Yeah.
Go get your O lineman to protect him, give him time, build that offensive line around him. Then go on the defensive side, corner, D lineman. Probably that should be their top 3 picks. There you go. O line, D line, and corner, and go from there and see how long this is going to take for this rebuild. Because I'm calling it a fucking rebuild now. They're 1-3. So it's officially rebuild mode. So
it absolutely is. Do you go tackle or inside guard? Do you think Moore and Chooks are good enough?
That's a good question.
If you got a stud left tackle available, you got to draft him. I don't know if you can pass up.
You said, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
A stud left tackle available, and when they draft this year, I don't think you can pass that up, man. We haven't had that. I can't even remember the last time.
I think you could be right. I just
I think that weak link is the guard.
I was about to say, I was like, I don't know, man. You go guard. I mean, now you get rid of the black hole that's Dotson and whoever else, because he had a couple of boneheaded plays today too.
Yeah,
and move on from that whole thing. And then I mean that's probably the route I'd go. I'd go line and then either corner, D lineman.
You need to draft a center too. Mason Cole's not going to be around forever. He's an older guy.
No. Yeah, and he's done okay. I mean,
he's all right. Yeah, he's been all right. Like we said, that run game's starting to pick up a little bit, but yeah, I think, God, if they're a top 10 pick and you got a lockdown corner and a left tackle, I don't know where I'd go. I'd be kind of have to see the way the rest of the season plays out. But they have this secondary is.
It'll depend on their board and how many either the O linemen or the corners that are on the board. If they think that there's way more corners out there, then they may go, O lineman, or vice versa. If they think there's more O linemen out there, they may go corner. I don't know. The Steelers traditionally don't really like to go corner first round. Look what happened when they picked Artie Burns in the first round.
God. They panicked. That was a panic pick.
It was. William Jackson III came off the board right before them, and they panicked. So, but yeah.
Look at the difference Rod Woodson made for this team back in the day. It was just, they haven't had a guy like that in forever.
Well,
they're so bad at drafting corners.
Yeah, you're right.
I would draft the best one they could possibly get and then figure out, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but it's fun to think about. I mean, this looking at, I don't want to look too far ahead, but looking at 2023, if Kenny's really as good as he was today and is that guy, then you got a pretty talented roster with a pretty high pick. Things could look up pretty quickly for this team, but there's things they got to fix. It starts with the coaching. They have to address the coordinators and the way they go about coaching defense and even offense for that matter. I mean, we're forgetting how bad Canada was the first 4 games because Kenny Pickett played well today.
But they got to be willing to spend the money on these coordinators. It's
Get a
always
young guy that's smart that doesn't cost much.
But I don't even know how to put it. It's always either they're part of the system already, minus Flores, and it's cheap. They go the cheap route every time. They don't try to go out there and find a guy that is either established or up and coming genius or whatever you want to call it, like Guy. That's why I told you, I joked to you the other day. Hey, if that was it McDaniels, the head coach for, if he gets fired over this concussion thing, bro, back up the Brinks truck right now. Make him the freaking coordinator. Right now.
I told you, any former Rams or 49ers assistant offensive coach, hire him. I don't even give a shit if he was a shoe shiner on offense. Hire him.
Yeah.
Because they forget more about offense than this team knows. It's just, and even the Jets offensive coordinator was a former Rams 49ers guy because he came with Saleh.
There you go. I mean,
and they had some good concepts, man. You watched them. They were like you said, they were confusing the shit out of the Steelers secondary. You just see it, and it's like, wow, why can't we do that?
No, they had some nice play calls. I was impressed with. I was like, damn, all right. I mean, they almost had a couple catastrophes on a couple of them, but there was a couple they pulled off that was pretty nice. The full Steelers. How about the Philly special? Yeah, that was perfectly. Nobody saw that coming.
Perfectly.
Nobody saw that coming either. So, yeah, no, man, they need to. Yeah, let's hope next year that's what they do. They upgrade at least offensive coordinator, and then defensive coordinator. It doesn't even fucking matter until Tomlin's willing to give up those.
That's the thing. They need a fundamental change in the way they go about coaching this defense.
Yep.
Before we leave, we should mention DeMarvin Leal played good again. I'm really excited about him.
He was in the backfield a couple times today.
Yeah,
I know
he's going to be a good player. I think we should definitely mention him before we go. He's fantastic for a rookie. Yeah. He's having a good season.
Yeah, he's getting pressure back there. He's getting to the guy. He's almost has a tackle for a loss 2 or 3 times a game.
Yep.
He's on the
verge of breaking out.
Yep. I think same thing. No, I like Leal. He's starting to look like a good pick for them.
Injuries today. Edmonds going to be in the concussion protocol. Hopefully he can get back for the Buffalo game because you've got Edmonds with that, and then Tomlin mentioned Minka has a knee issue. God forbid neither one of those play on the Bills game because that'll be like 74-0. That they need both those guys to play. I mean, I'm not even.
Yeah, it'll be rough.
I mean, you can't go without your 2 starting safeties in that game. It'll be. And then Cam Hayward came off the field a couple of times. Tomlin said he had an elbow and a knee.
Wow.
And then he said Sutton had a hamstring from earlier in the week, but he played the whole game. So the most serious one, obviously, is Edmonds with that concussion. You don't know how, especially after the Tua stuff, they're going to be super, super careful.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Edmonds miss this game coming up.
Yeah, they're going to be. They don't want to get no bad publicity if they bring him back.
Yeah, they don't want a repeat of that.
Yeah, we'll see. At least they get 7 days. I mean, they can argue, hey, you had the 7 days, he was cleared, all that other junk. I mean, you saw the scapegoat up in Miami. They made they
fired the doctor, right?
Yeah. So,
I mean,
it's
you got to fire the doctor, right? I mean, how could you put?
Yeah, I'm not saying it like it shouldn't be the doctor. I'm just saying like there was more to this than just that. They knew he was fucked up, and they marched him right back out there.
Yeah.
So
hey, look, that's a bad look for the whole league.
Yeah, it's a
bad look.
That's why McDaniel shouldn't be a coach. He should be offensive coordinator up here,
absolutely.
up north. Absolutely.
Fire him immediately.
Yes.
Let's go.
Send him here.
Go.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, that'll wrap up. Unless you got anything else, I think we can wrap it up.
Nah, I'm good.
You can find me on Twitter at SteelersSank16. Email the podcast at DAVER@SteelersSanctuary.com. Find us on YouTube, Steelers Sanctuary. It's we got a lot of new stuff going on there. I got to get I said what I said in there. I got a lot to say this week. So you can guarantee there'll be one this week.
Yeah.
Dave, give me a Twitter handle and we can sign out.
All right. It's going to be M_Corb.
All right. Until midweek, We'll talk to you later.